Okay, hey there guys. So this is going to be a bit of a new type of video for me. I'm just going to be going over the release stuff for next month. They released it like a little bit earlier than I was expecting, I'll be honest. But, you know, it's out. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's like under 2 weeks now until it comes out. So, if you didn't know, it's going to be Toad and Sauron, who when everyone was sharing pictures of Sauron, I thought he looked like Dragon Man and Ridley from Samus. Why can't Metroid from Metroid? There's the name. And then he has a Lord of the Rings name, so I'm just confused about everything about him. Literally knows I only know one thing about him because someone I know is a comic nerd and they told me about him. And Toad is from, if you ever watched like the original X-Men movies, he's like in the very first one for like a couple minutes and he jumps around a little bit and is literally a toad. So yeah. I'm interested to see what those champs are. I guess I'll get to them a little bit later. So invasive species of the contest. So from what I've heard is that Sauron can turn other people into animals. So I assume that's why it's about invasive species. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting about that. Join the Brotherhood. So Toad and Sauron. This is just like going over what they can do, I guess, right? Abandoned by his parents, sent to an orphanage. Sheesh. It's early. So he has regeneration, leaping, paralytic resin, and a 30-foot tongue. So I'm guessing, if I had to like take a guess, he's gonna have some type of slow mechanic with this, right? Like a slow and a poison, or maybe a unique poison, like a neurotoxin, maybe. That'd be interesting, a neurotoxin. I would assume this would be an evade type of ability. And the tongue, they could honestly do a lot with his tongue. That would be interesting to see what they do. And Sauron, let's see what it says about him. It's triggered something deep within him, transforming into a humanoid pterodon, claws, beak, wings, and all. So he's probably going to be high ground. I don't know if high ground will still be around when he like comes in really, but I assume he'll be a high ground defender if they ever like update the list with him because he has wings. They don't really go into much about what his abilities could be, but if he has claws and beaks and stuff, he'll probably have like bleed damage. We'll see if like the January curse really like sticks around because Kabam tried so hard last year with Strife, and I'll probably get crucified for this, but like Strife has done almost nothing for the game. Like literally nothing for the game Strife has done. He has like some fun damage if you ramp him up and stuff, but the January curse is still kind of like going strong if we're being honest. Like, it's kind of weird. So we're going back to the Savage Lands, I guess. So that'll be interesting. This is the side quest part, and the side quest is going to be introducing strikers, which, if you remember from last year's roadmap, there were new features they wanted to introduce, which were the strikers and the relics. So they haven't gotten to relics yet, but they're finally getting to strikers in this January. So I'm interested to see how that kind of works and how it plays around, and when they develop more strikers and what they start to do with them. Oh, I actually didn't realize this was here. So there's the Lunar New Year event that's going to be coming back as you choose new players. Okay. So wait, but following forward overhaul. Oh, that'll be interesting. So the previous years have mainly been targeted towards newer players, which, yeah, it's true. It's a lot of like gold units and like potions and stuff. But stronger summoners might find some materials within. I'm intrigued. So there's less loading time now. That's actually really big for like Legends runs, maybe, or just like general use of the game. That's really nice as a quality of life update. This looks more like nothing really. As they announced, there's no buffs for January, which is a bummer, but I honestly don't care. Like, they would have to be doing the buffs like over Christmas and finalizing it then. I understand if like, you're a worker and you're just like, hey, give me Christmas off, give me New Year's off. Like, I have no like issues with Kabam not putting out anything. The bug fixes, I didn't know that was actually broken. She doesn't glance block damage. Nothing seems too big. Domino will no longer be able to dash into Magneto after he starts his SP1. I'm not quite sure what that means, but that does not sound good. But so over here I have the breakdown for the new side quest. So I'm just going to go over some of that really quick. So they always have a lot of this flavor text, which can be fun if you like reading it. But they actually gave a TLDR this time, which is really nice. So you get the compass, which you get from doing different things, right? You log in, so inbox, solo objectives, and solo events, and on certain runs, when you complete it, you get one compass. So you get 4 different compasses because there's 4 different weeks, so it's going to be from the inbox, right? You need like 1 per week, I think, is kind of how it goes. It shows it down here. I'll go over that in a second. But it's nice that they actually gave a TLDR this time. It's their standard 1 per week structure, nothing too crazy. So, the compasses. There's quite a few compass to go over and like to get, but where do they say it? I think is that you can run every single difficulty as long as you have the compass. Like, you can run Quest 1, Path 1 in like the Cav, the Uncollected, the Heroic, and all that stuff. You can run all of them. I think from how it sounds is... Where is that? It's right here. All quests will have requiring a different color compass to unlock. Quest 1 will have require red, blue, green, right, the different colors. You also gain you gain an extra path on the final one if you're Cavalier, and that's just really for the extra 10% tier 5 CC. Yeah. Okay. So, you get your first one on the first day when you log in. Then you get your second one for completing any chapter of the complete chapter 1 quest 1, right? Like, pretty simple. X-Men solo use event, which they don't really talk about. It's just they don't tell you like what's the extra stuff you're gonna get. It's just use X-Men. That's all it is. Right? Then you have the X-Men solo use event, and then complete chapter 1 quest 2. Right, so that's how you get that one. And then the second week, you get their first one from your inbox, and then it keeps on going, right? You get the one from completing a quest, you use the Destroy All Mutants solo event, and then by completing quest 2, chapter 2, quest 2, and so then you go back. I'm not quite sure how that fourth one works. Not 100%, and then yeah, again, it just kind of repeats. There's a solo event. You have to complete the quest for one run, and then complete chapter. Oh, there's 2 quests per chapter. Oh, okay, I see it now, I think. And yeah, it just repeats like that for all 4. So the rewards are okay. I combined the legendary and the epic rewards in a Google sheet over here. I think I put together all the rewards properly. I might not have, but it's actually it's okay. I think it's a little bit light on the 6-star shards, right? It's only 7,500. So you do get calves, right? There are the calves, but they don't tell you how many you're going to be able to get. Usually we can get a fair few calves when we do that, but they don't tell us. So only getting 7,500 I feel like is a little bit light for being 2022, but January events aren't always the best. I feel like they're usually decent though. The tier 5 basic isn't even a full one as far as I can tell, unless I missed some, which is kind of disappointing, because tier 5 basic is something that we've kind of been in a drought of recently. Tier 2 alpha, you get just about 3.5 tier 2 alpha if you do the legendary and epic 100%. You get 14% of your tier 5 CC, and a big one is you get 6 6-star Sigstone crystals. I should have put that in there that it is a crystal, but yeah, you get the 3 crystals. You get one for your second path and one for 100% of the quest. You also get a profile picture. There's other stuff, but that's like the main highlights I feel like is what people go for in that. The 6-star Sig Stones, I like that they're adding in. There's a fair bit of gold, right? Like, that's actually a fair chunk of it, considering it's in the first and the last one of both. And the same goes for, like, the other ones, because if you can run, right, like the Legendary, Epic, Master, and Heroic, it's a fair bit of gold. Like, some of these will give you some okay ISO. These are just if you have time and you're, like, auto-fighting, because up here there is no energy cost for this event, so you can auto-fight it while, like, cooking or whatever. So, Strikers are the big new feature of MCOC for 2022, I guess. I'm curious to see how often they implement it, because last summer, I think it was, or last fall, we had the event quest that gave us Root, and we haven't seen it on a champion until this December with Craven. So, each champion, there's 4 different ones that you'll get to use, 1 per quest, and in the Cavalier one, in the very final path that you're going to take, which is the one for your extra bit of tier 5 CC, your 10% crystal, wherever it's at, this one, the path 5, that's where you get to use all 4 at once. So I'm curious to see how they're going to, like, encourage you to use the Strikers features. So there's going to be another button above your special attack button, which I feel like that might end up needing to be changed, because depending on the champion you're using, or even just like how you hold your phone or your iPad, you could be tapping there when you're trying to dex or parry, because like I know I sometimes have my thumb like pretty close to my special bar, so if I'm like accidentally just like constantly tapping the Strikers button, I don't know if that will be like an issue or not. So you tap that, and the way you build them up is they don't tell you for which ones it specifically is, but they say some require you to build your meter up, right, like a power bar, and some build up over time, while there's by a hitter being struck, and you summon a striker right after landing a 4th light attack in a combo. So I'm not sure if their button is for something on the defender. Wait, right? So in a fight, by pressing a new button above the special bar, each striker has a different effect that will apply to the attacker or the defender depending on the striker when you summon a striker right after landing the 4th hit. So I think you have to press the button and then finish a combo with your 4th light. So that does already limit you, because you have to finish a combo, and there's some fights and champions where you don't want to. I assume it's a side quest, it'll be easy. But the different strikers you get give you unblockable, regen, weakness, and unstoppable, which are all nice buffs. So I'm curious to see how they incorporate that with something like gimme, like breaking block for damage, what's yours is mine, can't stop, won't stop, something like that. That's what I assume they're going to do for that. Right down here is the X-Men use in the Destroy All Mutants for your compasses back up here for the solo quests. Just do arena. Do arena, profit, you know, just do a couple fights. I don't think it's going to be too many points, and you get 250 if you use a 6-star, so just use your 6 stars, go through a round of arena or something, go through the quest with mutants, you know. It's pretty simple. So this crystal, the Cavalier Crystals, there was like some hate when it first came out, and I was like looking at this and I'm like, I don't get why people are so mad. I know why they are. They're like, it's a mutant event, it should have a lot more mutants, especially top mutants, right? You don't see anything like Professor X, Apocalypse, Omega Red, right? You don't see any of those. You don't see a Kitty Pryde. I think Kitty Pryde should be here, but at the same time, I understand why she's not. By the time this comes out, she won't even be in the featured 6-star, and she'll only have like just been in the featured 5-star crystal for a month, so she's still an extraordinarily rare champion to be throwing into a crystal like this. So I understand not putting her specifically in here, even though I think she fits the theme. The theme is not mutants, but champions of beast types, right? You have Beast, who is an animal. You have Dragon Man, dragon. You have Hit, monkey. Howard the duck. Man Thing is a monster. Mole Man. Nightcrawler is kind of a monster. Rhino, raccoon. Sabretooth, Sasquatch. A spider and a pig. Squirrel. Tigra, Venom the duck, right? All of these are like different animal themes. They're not mutant themed. But this crystal is actually like not bad. I saw some hate for it with like the pool, with like just the general champions in it, not just the fact that it's not mutants. But if we go through it, like Squirrel Girl has a niche following because she has like some good burst damage. Tigra is obviously just an insane champion for like pumping out damage, her miss and all of that. You have Spider-Ham, who has one of the best power stings, if not the best power sting in the game. Sasquatch is an absolute tank. If you haven't seen his channel, I assume you have if you're watching me, I'll be honest, but Jellycon has a rank 4 Sabretooth who just pumps out damage, has a massive amount of utility with synergies. Sabretooth is interesting now with all of his synergies. Rocket, Rhino, Nightcrawler, bad, true. Moleman, oh no, arguably top 4, top 3 skill champion. Man-Thing, a lot of people like for some fun. Howard the Duck has been on the climb recently. Hitmonkey has insane damage for burst and the shrugging off ability, anti-evade. Dragon Man is such a unique mystic. This pool is not bad. This is actually like a very solid pool. If this was like a 6-star crystal and someone told you to open this, I wouldn't be mad because there's just a super high chance at Tigra. I really want like her, Spider-Ham. I'd actually be okay with a Sabretooth even. Sasquatch dupe, right? There's a lot of champs I'd like out of this actually. So I think this event looks cool. It'll depend on how many Cavalier Crystals we get, in my opinion, for how good it is, because as I said, the 6-star shards especially are a little bit light. But this event doesn't seem too hard, right? Like, to get access to the quest, it's very simple. It's log in, run the quest, get your milestone rewards, and then complete the first chapter, and then run the second quest. It doesn't seem that complicated to me, and the rewards are fine. January is going to be a fairly light month, is kind of how it's looking, but we'll also see how the welcoming of the Year of the Tiger will go. Tiger. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys again soon. Have a good one. Bye.